figure that out. But let me just say, I could not be more proud of these girls. Again, 13, 14 years old, they're in middle school, yet they're the ones who are forced to be the adults in the room, to advocate for their own rights to equal opportunity, safety, and privacy, which were once ensured by Title IX, but now, of course, that is under threat, and which were once ensured by the law here in West Virginia. But now with the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling, it's all under threat, which sets, of course, a terrible precedent. So all that to say, could not be more proud, could not be more inspired by these girls.
Back at it again, guys. Buzz here, Brown Conservative. Just the other day, West Virginia middle schoolers refused to compete against a transgender athlete. Now we're talking about a male wanting to throw shot put with these other girls, and they just said, yeah, nah, we ain't doing that. No, thank you. Let's watch. Middle school athletes step out of shot put against transgender girl who just won court case. Just a couple of days after transgender middle school student won an appeals court ruling to allow her to compete on the track team, several athletes from a rival team stepped into the shot put against her and then stepped back out, declining to participate. The situation unfolded at Harrison County Championships for middle schools on Thursday. OutKick, an outlet that covers sports from a conservative perspective, broke the story nationally with an article that included video of middle schoolers with their faces blurred stepping out into the shot put competition. Riley Gaines, 24, a former collegiate swimmer who has been involved in gender issues surrounding sports, including in West Virginia, publicly commented on the middle school, even calling out the transgender athlete by names. Gaines hosts a podcast for OutKick, which is owned by Fox Corp and funded by Clay Travis. In a social media post that led off with the fire alarm symbols, Gaines wrote 5 middle school female athletes in West Virginia refused to throw shot put against male Becky Pepper Jackson. This comes just 2 days after the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals blocked the West Virginia law that says you must compete in the category that matches with your sex. To continue, it's a sad day when a 13 to 14-year-old girls have to be the adults in the room, but I couldn't be more inspired and proud of these girls. This past Tuesday, a judge panel ruled that West Virginia's law forbidding the participation of transgender athletes on school teams violates the rights. Becky Pepper Jackson, the plaintiff in the case, the court ruling was split 2-1. Quote, the question before us is whether the act may lawfully be appealed to prevent a 13-year-old transgender girl who's actually a guy who takes puberty blocking medications and has publicly identified as a girl since the 3rd grade from participating in the school's cross-country and track teams. Judge Haytons wrote in the majority opinion, we hold it cannot. The Harrison County Middle School Track Championship was Thursday, just 2 days after the court ruling. Records show that Becky Pepper Jackson won the shot put by a significant margin, 3 feet difference. Woo, 3 feet, that's a lot right there. She placed second in the discus, 2 feet behind the first place finisher from Lincoln Middle School and 3 feet ahead of another Lincoln Middle competitor. Wow, I mean, those puberty blockers aren't really helping, huh? The records show that 5 Lincoln Middle shot put athletes are listed with no distance. Athletes from other county middle schools participate in the event. Bridgeport Middle swept the top 3 spots, shot put positions with Becky Pepper Jackson, 32-foot effort, achieving the top mark. Becky Pepper's Jackson situation has been in the spotlight of the political race for West Virginia's governor's race recently, too. An advertisement released Wednesday for businessman Chris Miller's featured statements from 2 women citing concerns about a shared locker room. Quote, the trans shouldn't get more rights than our kids have, one of the women's says. Even as the sports eligibility case has been under consideration in federal appeals court, Pepper Jackson has regularly participated in middle school track events. Becky Pepper Jackson, according to filings in the court case, was born a male but identified as a girl from a very young age. I'm sure that's with the help of the parents, probably. By third grade, she was living as a girl home and told her mother and father they should not want to keep going to school dressed as a boy. More recently, she was diagnosed with gender dysphoria. Oh, really? And had been receiving puberty delaying treatment for almost a year when West Virginia passed a bill affecting transgender athletes. Ooh, man. In 2021, West Virginia joined dozens of states placing restrictions on transgender athletes' participation on the sports team. So it goes on and on and on and on, and we can read all that. But yeah, guys, this is a big issue that's concerning a lot of individuals, more specifically women, actual women, because these transgenders aren't actually women. They want to pretend they're women, every day, 7 days out of the week. But when it comes to actual sports and actual biology, you can't do it, man. You just ain't gonna cut. You know what I'm saying? You're not cut from the same cloth as these real biological females. I mean, you seen just from the article, Becky Pepper Jackson got like 3 feet ahead of some of these girls, outthrowing these girls who are probably practicing all the time to try to get stronger, but can't really get stronger because they don't got balls. They don't got testosterone, juicing them up. Regardless if she's taken or he is taking puberty blockers. I mean, this person was born with stronger bones. You got the PP still there, the balls, etc. Don't matter. It's still pumping something. You know what I'm saying? Now let's go with this video with Riley Gaines because she praised these girls, which rightfully so, right? When real women step up for their rights and say, you know what, I ain't even gonna compete with you guys. This ain't even fair. Forget the officials, forget the match, forget the awards. We done. And that's what they did. Let's watch.
We must protect our young women. Opportunities for women and girls, they're precious. And we have to take advantage of every one of them. And every time a biological male competes, he takes away an opportunity from a biological girl.
All right, that was moments ago. West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey there. He's teaming up with Riley Gaines in the state's ongoing fight to protect women and women's sports. The Biden administration made sweeping rule changes to Title IX that happened just last week. And joining us now is former NCAA swimmer Riley Gaines, an OutKick contributor, and Patrick Morrisey, West Virginia Attorney General. Thanks to both of you for coming on. It seems like there's a story every single day where women feel threatened in their very sport. Those teenagers there with the shot put in a show of protest, just spinning and walking off of their competition because they didn't think they had a chance. I mean, this has gone viral there in West Virginia. So, Riley, to you first. I know you made the point. Why does it have to be 12, 13, 14-year-old girls who are standing up and being the adults in the room?
I'm still trying to figure that out. But let me just say, I could not be more proud of these girls. Again, 13, 14 years old, they're in middle school, yet they're the ones who are forced to be the adults in the room, to advocate for their own rights to equal opportunity, safety, and privacy, which were once ensured by Title IX, but now, of course, that is under threat, and which were once ensured by the law here in West Virginia. But now with the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling, it's all under threat, which sets, of course, a terrible precedent. So all that to say, could not be more proud, could not be more inspired by these girls. Ultimately, that's what reminds me, it revitalizes me. It reminds me what we're fighting for. It's girls just like Emmy Salerno and the other 4 girls who decided not to compete against a boy when given the opportunity.
Mr. Attorney General, what is your message here as this continues to be a reality for so many girls in this nation, facing biological males in their locker rooms in many cases? Why aren't there more people sticking up for them, especially these girls that are going through this at such a young age?
I think I want everyone in West Virginia and across the country to know that there are people standing up and they're going to fight for the rights of those young women. What we saw last week with those 5 young girls stepping up, I think that should be replicated across the country. But the stakes on this case and a lot of these issues they couldn't be any higher. Right now, we have 25 states in the country where a lot of these laws are going to get tested. That's one of the reasons why today we announced that we're going to take this case all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court, because we have to win not only to protect women's sports, but to protect women's privacy, to protect safe spaces, to have just a sense of basic fairness and decency, and that people, once again, know that it's not up to debate. There are significant differences between men and women, and it's right for legislatures to separate sports and other functions on the basis of biology.
Riley, are you optimistic?
Of course I am. Look, I believe truth and sanity will always prevail from a worldly sense, but I'm optimistic more importantly from an eternal sense, because the Bible tells us the outcome. And being a Christian, that's all the reassurance that I need. It's what keeps me grounded. It's what keeps a smile on my face and allows me to have an incredibly light heart. I see people like Emmy Salerno. I see people fighting like Attorney General Morrissey. People are waking up. They're understanding the severity. They're understanding the threat. They understand how the gender ideology movement, it harms, of course, women's rights, but it harms parental rights. It harms the safeguarding of children. So people are waking up. That's what we need. We need more courage to be shown. That's for sure. I think we're governed by weak-kneed, spineless, morally bankrupt cowards across academia, across corporate America, of course, within our government, what have you. So we need more leaders is what we need.
All right. I know you guys are fighting the good fight for women and girls all over this country right now. Mr. Attorney General Riley, thank you much for standing up for them. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Good round of applause for these 5 girls, and hats off, salute to Riley Gaines for fighting the good fight. Because this ain't going to be the last time that we see these transgenders want to compete in the women's sports, track and field, swimming, whatever. If there's a woman playing and there's a sport and there's an award, you better believe there's going to be some guy wanting to take that award from them. It seems like nowadays, it's 2024, the left is up and up is down, especially when it comes to progressive thinking. These left-wing individuals want to say that, hey, it's okay to mutilate yourself and to give these individuals puberty blockers and double mastectomies, etc. When that's not really helping them. That's hurting them. Because when they detransition, now they're the ones suffering. And no one cares about them. They just basically leave them out to dry. And they hate them, right? Oh, you're a transphobe. Wait, what? I was a transgender. How am I a transphobe? I'm trying to talk about the injustices that's happening to these children. I mean, we're talking about a 3-year-old boy that's being affirmed that he is not a he, that he's a she, by who knows who, the family members, the mother, the father, the teacher. Someone made this person believe that he was not a he and that he was a she. And unfortunately, this is happening all the time, especially in liberal states, guys. Y'all drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. I'm Buzz Brown Conservative. See you on the next one.